Hi, everybody. Welcome to NFL.com. And, here we're trying to explore all avenues leading into the 2011 season. And I'm joined by NFL.com analyst Elliot Harrison. And, Elliot, today we're going to have kind of an intriguing water cooler conversation here, because I know we don't agree on this, but we're going to give our opinions on the most unguardable offense in the NFL. That's taking a lot of things into account. But, Elliot, you start things off. I mean, which offense is the toughest for any coordinator to scheme against and to stop?
Well, for me, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, let's just put Michael Vick to the side for a second. You got LeSean McCoy, who's a home run hitter from the backfield. You got Deshaun Jackson at your one, who's a home run hitter from the wide receiver position. At your number two, Jeremy Maclin, who can definitely make plays and is pretty explosive himself. At tight end, you got Brent Selleck, who's a Pro Bowl quality player. And then you probably have the best, in my opinion, the best third down receiver in football in Jason Avant.
And you and I agree on that. We think he's a heck of a player, doesn't quite get the recognition.
For sure. I mean, who are they going to on 3rd and 6? They're going to Avant.
Yep.
And then taking Vick out of it for a second, your backup quarterback, for now, is Kevin Kolb. So how many teams could claim that they have a backup quarterback of that ilk? A few.
Okay, now we're going to the second quarterback to justify the point.
I'm just saying, that, in the NFL, it's rare that a guy starts 16 games. And if you have a guy like that be able to come in and take over, it's amazing. Now we're going to go back to Vick. Vick had an amazing year last year. He can run the ball like nobody's business. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But if you have a quarterback that can run like he can, put up 100 passer rating, that set of receivers, and then LeSean McCoy, who I think could be one of the top 5 most underrated players in the league.
Agree.
I just don't see how you could find a better offense than the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, that's what you could. I'm going to tell you the better offense, and this goes even deeper than that. That's the New Orleans Saints. And one thing you didn't talk about in the Eagles' offense is the offensive line.
Right.
The Saints have.
That was by design.
Exactly. 3rd and 1, they're throwing it because they can't run it. But the New Orleans Saints, they can run it. They've got
definitely
from guard to guard, probably the 3 best players as a unit in the NFL. Really nice left tackle in Jermon Bushrod, Stinchcomb, Pro Bowl player. Didn't have a great 2010 season. Okay, they lose Jeremy Shockey at tight end. That's okay, because Jimmy Graham
came on big time last year.
Big time. He's someone who could be a nice H-flex tight end. And then David Thomas, a very underrated player at tight end. Then we've got the signal caller and Drew Brees. Okay, he is as accurate, as good of a leader as there is. Wide receiver. Okay, let's just put the names in a hat and just draw a ticket. One week it's going to be Marcus Colston, Lance Moore, Devery Henderson.
Hopefully they don't lose Lance Moore.
That's true. He's a free agent. He could be out there. That'd be a much bigger loss than what people think.
Yep.
Now look, we haven't got to the backfield yet. Okay. 2 years ago, the Saints were one of the top rushing teams in the NFL when Pierre Thomas was healthy. Well, we don't know if they're going to have Reggie Bush back, but if they lose him, that's okay. They got Chris Ivory. They just drafted Mark Ingram. Okay, so you have got talent. They come at you all different ways. Definitely. Inside the 25, that's when they're most deadly, because they like to use their running back, particularly Pierre Thomas, on that swing pass. Great nose for the first down sticks. Great nose for the end zone. They're just so tough to guard. Ask any defensive coordinator what to do.
Well, you told me I left out the Eagles' offensive line. How about the guy calling the shots for the Saints? Because really, I think that's their biggest strength.
I was getting to that because to me, the most aggressive play caller in the NFL is Sean Payton. He will carve you up, and to have a quarterback like Drew Brees who can execute the way you call and to really go for the jugular on every play. They never played safe. I mean, I think that puts them kind of above the fold. I mean, Mike McCarthy for Green Bay is catching up to Sean Payton in terms of being an aggressive play caller. I think the Saints, not the Eagles, have the most unguardable offense.
Well, I agree. Sean Payton's definitely the anti-Sperano. The Saints are great, and partially because your age, I'll concede the point. But one of the things
what does my age have to do with it?
You're smarter, you're wiser. But one of the things you mentioned were the Saints running game, and I thought the really underreported deal with their 2009 season when they won the Super Bowl was how well they ran the ball when they got a lead.
Yep.
They ran the ball so effectively. And even in the Super Bowl, Pierre Thomas scores that touchdown. He's such an effective player for them. Now, you never know with his ankle how good that guy's going to be because he had a bad injury last year. But the Saints offense, it's tough to beat them. I just think the Eagles are a little bit more dynamic. I mean, Colston is such a good player, but you don't see Colston going 90. McCoy, Deshaun Jackson at any time. I mean, how many offenses have 2 guys like that can hit a home run for you at any time? It's amazing. And Michael Vick could run for 60 on you easily.
Okay, you're going big play.
Big play.
I'm going unstoppable offense. I like the Saints. You like the Eagles. good discussion here for everybody to follow up on with your opinions. Elliot, thanks for taking the time on this. I'm Steve Weitz. Thanks for joining us here on NFL.com.